Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special live video training. This is part of my April Spring Fling, and what I'm doing is I'm sharing high value content every day in the month of April. So, if you're interested in being part of the rest of the giveaway, I give you 48 hours to actually download the content, read the content, learn from the content. Sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's excerpts of audios, sometimes it is PDFs. I notice the PDFs are what most people are actually consuming. So I've been trying to convert my content and repurpose it so that it's easier for people to consume. Today, I am here. Let me go to my banners. I'm here to talk about how to create a freedom lifestyle in your business. So, before I do that, let me take a minute and introduce myself to you. I'm WendyY Bailey. I am a master business and sales coach. And in June, I'll be celebrating 20 years in my business full time as a coach. Yeah, I've been in the industry a long time, and I really do share with people from my deep well of experience working with clients, working in businesses, working in corporations, training, teaching, coaching, all of it is part of what I share in the way that I share content. And today's topic is no different. One of the things I believe, and it's really a mission, a passion for me, is that there are too many broke coaches out there, right? There are too many broke coaches out there. There are coaches who are out there who are struggling to earn money. And so much of it, I got to tell you, so much of it is mindset, right? It's how you think about what you do in your business, it's how you show up to set prices in your business, is how you show up to serve your clients, and how you share value in the marketplace. All of that becomes something that is important when it comes to earning income at a higher level, and creating the sustainability that you really want in your coaching business. I'm also reminded that this is Good Friday. It is the Friday before Resurrection Sunday, or Easter, as it's popularly called. And so I don't expect a lot of people here live. But if you catch this replay, be sure to let me know you caught the replay. In the comments below, just type hashtag replay so that I know you're here. If you are here and you'd like to say hello, please go ahead and say hello to me. Let me know you're here. If you're on YouTube, you should be able to just say, "Hey, Wendy, why I'm here," and all of that good stuff. So let me jump into the content for today. This is a content that I have really compiled, if you will, because of the work I've been doing with my clients, especially in the academy. I have a sales and marketing academy, and in that academy, I'm teaching people to hit more than $10,000 a month in their business consistently. That's more than six figures a year. Okay. So this is about helping you to understand there are five things that I want you to really think about. Before I really get into these five key areas, what I want to make sure you know is um, it's really important to have the right structure. It's important to have the right attitude, the right mindset. It's important to have the right goals when you want to create freedom in your lifestyle. You want to create a freedom lifestyle, that freedom business that gives you the kind of freedom that you want. Now, one of the things that I know about me, I had to kind of define freedom for myself, right? Freedom is different for everyone. So I won't, pretend to say to you, this is how freedom has to look for you. You've got to decide that for yourself. But let me give you a few things for me that define freedom in my lifestyle. In January, my 90-year-old mom passed away, and I've been living with her for about 10 years. And so freedom for me meant during the course of my day, if I needed to reschedule something because she wanted to go to the farm, she was a country girl. She wanted to go to the farm to get vegetables. If she needed to go to the doctor, I was her chauffeur, happily, taking her to her doctor appointments. That was freedom for me, right? It was freedom. It's freedom for me to be able to take a nap. Sometimes I'm a nocturnal person, so I stay up to sometimes 3 and 4 in the morning. So during the day, if I get tired, I want to have the space, the window to take a nap, right? So that means freedom for me. It also means being able to spend time with my son. My son is in a works in an environment where he has long lulls during the course of his day, and I can take him lunch and sit there and have lunch with him. We can eat lunch there together, and I get to spend time with him. That's freedom for me. Freedom is, being able to just take off and go do something, maybe travel in the middle of the day. Do you know what freedom means for you? Okay. But in order to have that kind of freedom in your business and in your life, you've got to know that there are things that have to happen. So I believe that you must identify processes, implement systems, and automate as much as possible. Freedom is where infrastructure meets intention and execution. That's a WendyY-ism. Freedom is where infrastructure meets intention and execution. Okay, write that down. Freedom is where infrastructure meets intention and execution. So let me give you the 5 key areas. The first area I want to go to is repeatable processes. Repeatable processes. Oh, Wendy, why? What's a repeatable process? If you're doing the same thing every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, then it is a repeatable process that you need to document. That means you need to write it down. You need to write out the steps. It may take a while for you to write out all the steps. You may miss some, but the more you define and document those repeatable processes, the more you can monitor them and measure them, and the more you can refine and improve those processes. Okay. So the first area is repeatable processes. Make sure you know what those repeatable processes are. Case in point, if you've got, and I've got a couple of examples I'll give you. If you've got an onboarding process for your clients, that's a repeatable process, so that every time you get a client, you walk through the same process. For me, I know the repeatable process that I've documented is I process their payment. They're added to a list on my in my email CRM. They receive information where they can go and download things. I know that a client folder is created for them. I know that that's going to house all of their client files, like replays of our sessions. They get uploaded there. There's a client agreement that's sent out that they have to sign, review, and sign. Those are repeated. That's one repeatable process for onboarding. It goes on, but I wanted you to hear what you've got to document, what you've got to record, so that you know how to monitor and measure that process. Okay. You've got to know what that looks like. Let me go to another one. If a client signs up for a session with me, and it's a breakthrough mentor coaching session, so it's a paid session, once they pay, they're directed to complete an intake. Once they complete that questionnaire, they're directed to schedule the time on the calendar. And once they do that, they're directed to download a gift for just signing up. They're also added to a list in my CRM. They get information, and they start getting other information from me as well. Think about what you're doing and how you're communicating. Everything that you have to stop and do is part of a process. So document those processes, and you're going to see a major difference in the success of freedom for you. I can talk about things like this now because I used to manually do a lot of that stuff. Manually. Well, let's find out what's good on your schedule. Let's book those sessions. Well, I want to send you a gift. Let me make sure I send you a gift. Whatever it is, I did it all manually. So when I talk about repeatable processes, think of the things that you have to do manually today. Record the process, document the process, so that you can monitor and measure it and refine an improvement. Okay. Another repeatable process that I'll share with you, because I have a team that helps me manage my web TV show and audio podcast episodes. That's a whole process. I had them document end to end what that looks like. And what it showed me is there's still too much of me in the process. So when I talk about refining and improving processes, I'm talking about making sure that if you're a bottleneck in the process, you identify a way to get rid of yourself as a bottleneck. Okay. Maybe it's another app. Maybe it's another tool. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Maybe it's another resource. Okay. But document and record your repeatable processes, monitor and measure them regularly, and then refine and improve your processes. That's the first way. So, the second area that I want you to look at is systems. Systems will help you automate some of your processes, right? Systems will help you automate some of your processes. Some of the things that I think should be automated in terms of systems, you need to automate your scheduling. Go out and get Calendly. It's like less than $150 a year. It is amazing because it integrates with so many things. They have a payment function. It integrates with Zoom. It can integrate with your CRM. It has a ton of integrations. So there's no reason for you not to be using an automated scheduling tool. Okay. The second thing you need to automate in terms of a system is your email nurture sequence. That's a funnel. It's another name for a funnel. It's what you do to communicate with people who join your mailing list. And based on communicating with people who join your mailing list, you don't have to think, I need to send them an email tomorrow. Oh, I need to make sure they get this email that encourages them to buy this or enroll in that. Okay. So when you think about your email nurture sequences, that's what they're supposed to do. That's a funnel. That's an automated system. That's a system that has automated your processes regarding nurturing relationships with clients and encouraging them to buy. The third type of system you want to have is an automated product delivery. My automated product delivery. And let me go back to number 2. Email nurture sequences really depend on your CRM. Okay. A good CRM that I use, I'm really happy with, is ActiveCampaign. They have an excellent way of helping you to create automated sequences, aka funnels, that will help you get more sales. Okay. So ActiveCampaign is my tool of choice. I've also used ClickFunnels. I hear rave reviews about ClickFunnels. There are a lot of tools out there. Just make sure that you get them set up in a way that really does create the kind of traction you're looking for in your business. Automated product delivery, I mentioned. If you're having to manually deliver a program, a digital product, a handout, a download, then you need a system. You need an automated way to have that delivered. I love, again, ActiveCampaign because it allows you to automate the delivery of your downloads. I also use a tool called Moonclerk. Moonclerk is really, really great because they just recently added on digital delivery. And what I've done, and I've had my team do, is actually upload files to their digital delivery so that Moonclerk is the one responsible for delivering whatever those digital programs, products, and PDFs and videos and audios and all of that to clients once they make a purchase. Okay. Automatic payment processing. Automated payment processing. I told you I use Moonclerk. That does it. You can also use Stripe. Stripe integrates with Moonclerk, but you can do both. You can totally do both, but you've got to have a way to automatically process payments. That's really, really important for you to do that so that you don't have to handhold someone through that whole payment processing. I do recommend when you're doing individual one-on-one private coaching that you still use automated payment processing, but you begin the process manually by taking the credit card information, processing the first payment, and then entering it into the system as a recurring payment. That's the automated payment processing. Okay. The next type of system that I think you should automate is scheduling on social media. And part of having a freedom lifestyle means that you are attracting clients on the right platforms. That doesn't mean processing, setting up scheduling for your social media post has to be something across like 12 different platforms. When you know your most ideal client, what happens is you will always be in the business of going to the right platforms. And if you go to platforms that fall outside of the demographic for your ideal client, you're going to find that you're spinning your wheels a lot on those platforms. I'm on Clubhouse a lot. So my ideal clients are connected to me on Clubhouse and Instagram. Okay. And I'm not real active on Instagram the way that I'd like to be, but I'm really active on Clubhouse, right? I'm really active on Clubhouse. So think about where you're most likely to connect with your ideal clients, those right platforms, and then have your team or you set aside maybe an hour a week or something like that to schedule using tools to schedule. Let me give you a couple of tools. Hootsuite is still really, really good. You know, you can do up to 3 platforms for free. They will post to LinkedIn, they'll post to Facebook. If then this that ifttt.com allows you to create what they call applets. They used to call them recipes, but now they call them applets. And some have already been created so that when you publish a video on YouTube, it automatically posts to your Facebook. When you post a video on other platforms, you can continue to do cross promotions. But let me say this with a word of caution. Yes, there are scheduling tools, but some of these platforms, and Facebook is one of them, and LinkedIn is another, don't give as much weight in the algorithm to third party posting, which means if you're using a scheduling tool, the algorithm may not really give it the kind of visibility that you want and need, hence the need to run social media ads. But at least you can do it so that it becomes a time saver for you and something that frees up your calendar, your efforts, so that you can do other things in your freedom lifestyle. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is making sure you have a way to automatically update your website and back up your website. Now, I can't say enough about having a team that does this, double checks it, schedules it, make sure it's the way that it needs to be. When I talk about backups, you need to be backing up your website at least once a month. Your website is changing, you know, and you want to be able to keep ahead of the changes that you're making to your website. If you're blogging, the new blog post, all of that kind of stuff. All of my websites are WordPress. So it really is for me just about backing up the database. And WordPress has a couple of really, really cool backup plugins that you can use. The one I use is Updraft Plus, and I schedule backups because I don't want to have to go in and say, oh, let me make sure this is backed up. The schedule will back it up and put the backup where I want it to be in my cloud storage. And based on it being in my cloud storage, the cool thing about it is I don't have to worry about it. My team just double checks to make sure it got what it needed, right? And then number 7 is automated help desk or some customer service process, some system that helps you with customer service. At the Academy, I have a dedicated resource, a concierge, if you will, that really tends to what goes on the Academy website. If there are questions or challenges, there's a form that people fill out and send, and that lets people know. That lets folks know, you know, lets us know what people are looking for. That's a customer service. At one point in time, and I don't have it now, but I had a team member, it's probably been about 10 years ago now, maybe a little bit longer, who created an automated help desk. And basically you could go in and open a ticket if you ran into any problems or challenges. And based on that, you know, what would happen is it would get looked at. Like it automatically recorded a ticket. It came to me, it came to my team so that we knew when an issue was reported and we could address it. And then the last thing I mentioned earlier was automated cloud storage. Automated cloud storage. So if you understand that there's integration with tools, I want you to write down the word Zapier. Z like zebra, AP like Paul, IER. Zapier is an integration tool. That means that they created Zapier to make sure one system can talk to another one. They have a lot of integrations already built. So all you have to do is click on them and put in your specific access, and it'll integrate things very, very easily. So that's the second area, systems. The third area is, you know, akin to that. Okay. All five of these areas are equally important, but the key is that you understand what you need to be looking at. Resources is all about people. Resources is all about people. That means, you're doing invoicing. You've got people who are doing invoicing for you. You don't have to go in. I like knowing that I can go into Stripe if I want to and send an invoice. But I also like knowing I have a team that can go into Stripe and do invoicing if I want them to do that as well. If you need automatic invoices, you can set that up in your CRM, in your payment processing. It's all about making sure you have people who can drive these processes as well. Customer service is something that needs to be automated. I told you I have an email. I've also had a help desk at one point in time. So there's a way to automate that. Concierge for membership management, I talked about that. Social media management, I use that pretty heavily because of my web TV show on YouTube, because there are uploads there, because there's SEO monitoring and measuring that goes with my web TV show. All of that is something handled as part of a pre-recorded, if you will, repeatable process that's managed by my team. Okay. Any membership updates, because I do training every month, there are constant updates going into my membership platform. So there needs to be somebody doing that. Okay. Graphic design, you want to have someone on your team that handles graphic design. Video and audio editing, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't enjoy doing it. It's not in my zone of genius, and I don't want to do it. Okay. So having someone on your team to do that. Email management, somebody to write your emails, schedule them, put them out, all of that kind of stuff. So all of that is about having the right people. Now, here's the thing I want to share. I had a session with a new client this week, and she was saying, I'm overwhelmed. I've got all of these things to do. And when we started going, she said, oh, I've decided I'm going to get a VA, and I've already started looking into hiring a VA. And I said, okay, so tell me what's on your list. And as we started talking about the items on her list, it became really, really clear that she wasn't looking for a VA. She was looking for someone who, for some of the items on her list, she needed them to have higher critical thinking skills. A VA is a time on task kind of resource, right? So you've got to make sure that you know what kind of expertise or what kind of skill set you're looking for. And if you don't have the right skill set, you can end up having a VA that can't really serve and support you in the way that you want to. There are a lot of types of people out there with skill sets. You've got a marketing assistant, you've got marketing research assistant, you've got online business manager, you've got a project manager, there's so many different types of resources. So get clear about what you need to have done. Then you can decide what resource, based on ranking those priorities, what resource you need to hire first. It is not always the thing to do to hire a VA first. I'm a believer in that because I've experienced it. There have been times when I've gone out and gotten other people, not VAs, but they need to have a particular skill set in order for them to be someone I wanted to work with. The next area is time management. When you think of all the things you have to do in order to create freedom in your business, you've got to be able to manage your time effectively. So let me give you these 5 things that are going to help you manage your time. First of all, planning and research is a key element of time management. That means that you block certain spaces and places on your calendar to get work done, to make phone calls, to self-care, to do your massages, to do your facials, to do your whatever that self-care is. You block the time on your calendar so that no one can schedule that. So calendar blocking. The other thing is you need to block admin time. I tend not to do a whole lot on Mondays or Fridays. Mondays are typically admin days. I have a couple of rooms right now I do on Clubhouse, but you need to block that off. In your calendar tool, in Calendly, I don't even offer Monday as an option for meetings. I rarely offer Friday as an option for meetings. I like to travel. So, especially before COVID, Friday was a travel day for me, or Thursday night, I could start a weekend Friday and I didn't book anything. But Friday is a no work day for me. I have a book club that just started meeting on Fridays, and you've got to block that stuff off your calendar for your time, for the things that are important to you. Blocking off the travel as part of that. You know, if you've got to get in the car and drive somewhere, that has to be blocked off on your calendar as well. If you've got paperwork that you're doing on particular days, you need to block that out. You also need to block out your team training and team meetings so that they don't get overwritten by other things. Now, one of the things I like to do that Calendly really does offer you an opportunity to do is I only have certain calls on certain days of the week. And I don't know if you heard it, basically it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Thursdays are pretty booked in the afternoons already for me. So typically Tuesdays and Wednesdays is when I book everything else. But I get to block how it looks, right? I get to block based on what's priority for me and what freedom will be for me around that. I get to block that. Okay. You get to decide and block the calendar. You get to decide what your availability is. Quick story. Years ago, I had a client and she was just getting started. And so she went out and she got her calendaring system. And I won't give you the name, but when I clicked on the link that she was sending people, it looked like she was available all day, every day for like 12 hours. And so, what I want to tell you, this is a tip. What I want to tell you is when you connect your calendar, make sure that you block off time and you create a window so that you don't have 12 appointments a day, right? So, like I said, Tuesday and Thursday, and I've told Calendly that I don't want more than two of these type of appointments a day. And Calendly tracks that. So I don't have to worry about, oh, this got away from me. I've got 10 calls today. Think about how you want to plan your day, your calendar each and every week so that you can have the kind of freedom that you're looking for in your business. Okay. The second area of time management I mentioned before, self-care. I believe in naps, that's downtime. Anytime you want to, take a break from your computer, you really need to do that pretty regularly during your day in order to have freedom. I like going for a drive sometimes. So sometimes in the middle of the day, I'll get in the car and I'll, drive around like a 2 or 3 mile block around my house and catch some fresh air. It helps me to do that. For you, it may be working out, it may be going to get your hair done, going to get your nails done, massages, it may be fun times and doing connection things with friends and family in the middle of the day, going to a movie, whatever it is. You've got to manage your time in a way that says you value self-care. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. Okay. The third thing is, I told you, making sure that your coaching appointments are on specific days and times. You can do that very easily with Calendly. That's my tool. That's what I'm going to recommend. There's no affiliate link. Just go to Calendly because it does a lot. It does a lot, and I love it. Number four, you've also got to book time or block time for sales calls. Sales calls must be part of your income producing activities. So sales calls, income producing activities, you need to block off. If you're going to connect and partner with people where you're getting to know people and seeing how they can support you and you can support them, partner and connection chats, separate them from other appointments. Calendly makes it very, very easy for you to create different types of appointments that integrate in different spaces that allow only so many of those on your calendar for any given day. Responses and requests. If you need to respond to people that have sent you messages to request that you write an article or be part of their giveaway or their event, you need to block time for that to happen. Group support and engagement. If you're doing groups as part of your coaching, you need to block time when you're going to spend time with your groups, your community. You're going to block time where you can engage people. I do pop-up trainings in my academy. I do pop-up trainings in my private Facebook group called the Profitable Coaching Society. And because of that, I always like to make sure that I block that time on my calendar. All of this is still part of time management. And then the last thing I'll say is I offer video review and feedback to my clients in the academy. So I've got a block time to do that every week based on what kind of support the clients need for that kind of review. And then finally, if you need to create content, if you need to repurpose something, if you need to develop new content for a new masterclass or a new webinar, a new program you're putting together, you need to block out that work time. Now, let me say this. When I talk to my clients about uh, membership management, what I say to them is you need to encourage your members also to block out so much time every week to visit the membership community, to visit the what I have is an online campus. So you've got to be in a place where you understand that that needs to be part of what you offer as well. Okay, and so the last area, do I have it down here? Yeah, there it is. Okay. It's pricing. Pricing truly does help you create freedom because the more, the higher your prices, the more you're able to have freedom, not to have to do, 50 times 50 versus 500 times one. Okay. And here's what I mean by that. If you've got, you know, three clients that are paying you $1,000 a month, right? That's a lot better than having um, 10 clients paying you $100 a month. You see the freedom in that? Yeah, so pricing has to be important for you. It's about stability, it's about consistency, it's about making sure you have a clear process. I have all of my packages in my iPhone, all of my packages, individual packages in my iPhone, right? And so every so often I look at it and I plan for incremental increases in my prices in my programs. Growth is a key part of pricing. That's what I mean by um, incrementally increasing your fees. I was on a clubhouse room with someone and she said, a marketing coach, and she said, I increase my fees every quarter because every quarter I'm growing in value and the value I'm able to give my clients also speaks to growth. I was like, oh, I like that. I think it has to be a personal decision, but I like the idea of you looking at your prices every quarter and increasing them. I love that. Like, I love that. So think about how you're going to position your prices for growth. The next thing is you want to make sure that you're focused on client retention as well. If somebody's struggling in one area, then maybe there's another program that works best for them. If somebody is needing a faster track, maybe there's a higher level program that they need. You need to figure out how to retain clients. So you're always looking at how to elevate them to the next level. And then all of your pricing should speak to longevity. It should speak to sustainability. It should speak to staying power, long-term growth, your ability to continue to build and grow your coaching business over time so that more and more you are able to scale and create freedom as well. I haven't talked about scaling, so let me mention a little bit here. When I talk about scaling, what I'm talking about is making sure that a friend of mine calls it an ascension model. People pay more for you being there, you being someone that's delivering the service, right? And so over time, to scale your business, it means that you're stepping back from doing those things that you used to do when you first started out. Remember Jeff Bezos started out in the basement or something, and he had a 5-foot table, a couple of folding chairs, and the name Amazon against the wall. Well, he did a lot of his own envelope stuffing, writing letters, responding to this, shipping. He did all of that, right? At some point, as a CEO of your coaching business, you want to move away from that. And that will create freedom for you too when you scale. It means looking at other resources to deliver some of the things that you currently deliver in terms of value. You got to train them. You got to know that they're going to hold the space for your clients. They feel held and they don't feel like, oh, because it's not you, they're missing something, right? You've got to, identify how people can come in and do the things that you're currently doing today. Maybe again, it's those resources again. It's a project manager, it's a online business manager, it's a VA, it's a marketing assistant, all of those things. It's an email copywriter. All of those resources will help you scale your business so that you can step away and have even more freedom. Okay. But you've got to do the focus, you've got to do the work, and it's going to make all the difference in the world. I just put up a link to the Profitable Coaching Club. It's a growing community of coaches, more than 400 coaches who are there to learn best practices, to gain resources. I go live every so often. You can go live anytime you want to share value in the group. I do encourage that. So go over to Profitable Coaching Club and join me. And then I want to make sure you know, when it comes to pricing, I take it so seriously that I have a whole masterclass program designed to help you and support you set prices that represent the value of what you offer in the marketplace as a coach. That's what I believe. When you're a coach, it means that you understand that there's great value in what you're offering your clients. And because of that, you know you deserve to be compensated for that value you're giving your clients. And because you know that, that pricing needs to be important. So Predictable Coaching Income is a masterclass program that helps you define the value of your programs, to set goals, stop the feast or famine, so that you can create a freedom lifestyle. It's based on predictable coaching income that includes value, dollar value, type of income, type of program. There's a whole plan and a whole strategy that I map it out for you. So go over to predictablecoachingincome.com. Enrollment closes soon, in 2 days, okay, from today. April 15th, I think. Wait, today's the 15th, 16th, 17th. April 17th, that Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, enrollment close. So make sure you get in to Predictable Coaching Income, the masterclass. And I'd love to serve you as part of your move to create a freedom lifestyle in your coaching business as well. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey, and I have been really thrilled to share this content with you. Please leave me a comment and let me know how the value of it was for you. What's the big takeaway that you have because of this training, this live that I've done today? As a reminder, if you want to be on the list to continue getting content from me every single day, go to businessbeyondlimits.com/report. businessbeyondlimits.com/report. It'll give you what stops your sales success. It's a special report that I'll send you. It's all automated. And when you join that, what I'll start doing is sending you the April Spring Fling content. From the day you start, you'll start to get content every day through the end of April 2022. I know this is going to be here for a while, so I just want to be clear on the year. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I so appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on my list with high value content. There are a lot of places you can connect to me. Just look at the profile here on YouTube, and you'll see that I'm in a lot of places. I'm Wendy Y. Bailey everywhere. Just make sure you use the second Y. So thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. For those of you who celebrated, happy Resurrection Sunday, happy Good Friday, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.